Rule number 45, your job doesn't end when they're hired. Create an onboarding process to ensure success and then conduct an exit interview as well. Look, how many times as sales leaders are we struggling to fill a position? Because we know that as long as that position's not filled, I have to do the work because the revenue has to happen. So I'm in the field. I'm a player coach now. And so when somebody comes in, I spend all my time and energy sourcing all these applicants, interviewing, and then hopefully I find somebody that fits. But once they're there, I do this. Woo! Thank goodness. But you know, your job's not done there. I think your job's just starting. Because once they're on payroll, you have to make sure that they're successful. You have to make sure that they are excited. Because look, they just started. You want them to be successful, it's true. But they want to be successful as well. They just don't know how to be successful at your job. I suggest that you have a great onboarding process. Here's what it is. Number one, come up with a list of all the things that they should do to be successful. What are they? Don't do HR stuff. Let HR do HR. But you, what are the things that they need to do in this job to be 100% successful? What do they have to know? What should they be able to do? There should be about 60 to 75 things. Number two, put them in order of priority. Pull out a 6-month calendar and say, what should they know when? I use Fridays, so that's mine. Every Friday, what should you know? I don't pick a Monday and a Tuesday. Every Friday, at the end of every week, what should you know? Now put them in order of priority. Don't take stuff that they should know in 8 years and put it in the first month. Think about the learning curve. Think about the growth curve, the knowledge curve. What should they know and when? Step 3, give them an example of it. You just can't tell people, hey, I want you to be able to describe our top 3 products. Tell them what that means. Show it to them. You can't say you should know a 30-second commercial. I do. I say, hey, you should know a 30-second commercial, but show it to them. Give them a written script along with an audio file if you can, but certainly let them read what you want them to do. Give them an example so they can mimic it. That's the bottom line. You want them to mimic what you think is great. So for each of those things that you have on the list, give them an example. Now that's going to take a ton of work, but it will just blow your revenue through the roof. It's awesome. Step 4, test it. So once you have the plan laid out, you have examples, then every Friday I'm going to call and say, hey, these 3 things you have to know this week, let me hear them. And so for example, if you had to do a 30-second commercial, I want you to do it to me. Why? Because I want to hear it. I want to be able to coach and train. But I also am setting up a culture of accountability. If you know what's expected, when it's expected, and I'm going to test it, then you're going to either do it or not do it. If you don't do it, you shouldn't be here. If I have to chase you week after week, I've got the wrong person on my team. But what we're really building is confidence and conviction. Why? Because if I gave you the tools to succeed, I gave you examples, then you feel confident that I'm focused on the right things, that I'm going to be successful. And that's the bottom line. So ultimately, your job is not done when you hired. I think it just begins. Good luck.
To learn more about the Sandler Rules for Sales Leaders, the best-selling book and complete full-length video course is available now at Sandler.com. Or you can click subscribe to get notified about future sales tips.